We got paid. So you know what that means. I need to tell my money what to do before it tells me what to do. Okay, so welcome, y'all. I'm Dee, and this is the Unguided Life where I am taking it one day at a time. Bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. Okay, I'm a little excited. It's always exciting to get money, but it's even more excited to have a plan and to be able to implement that plan. It feels good, y'all. Feels good. I'm feeling good. So let's get into this. So this is a paycheck budgeting. I refer to it as an income breakdown. This is number 2. The reason why I refer to it as an income breakdown is simply because I can receive money from several sources within a 2-week time frame. And I want to take account of all of those sources because I don't want any money to come in and go out without a plan. So today's date is the 11th. It is my mama's birthday. My mama gets so excited for her birthday. I'm really not, I don't be that excited for my birthday. I don't know what it is. Weird. I think I mentioned that before. um, but I do like being treated on my birthday. But the way my mom excitement is around her birth, it resonates to me because I was just speaking to a coworker and she was just talking about how she used to think like the age she is now was so old when she was little. She was like, boy, I think my mama was old. And now I'm this age and I'm thinking like, whoa. So it just put a lot of things in perspective of how I don't identify people by their age, but by their personality and their attitude and their character. So yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about this money. So the amount that actually hit my bank account was from my employer was $16.42. And then I did receive my stipend. I received it on the 1st, but that was after my last income breakdown. So I do not touch that until it's time to do an actual breakdown. So that was 153. So $1,795 hit my account. I didn't have to pull anything from my savings for rollover. So rollover, the only thing I'm accounting for is what was left in my unbudgeted checking account. And that's $30. And I call that my checking buffer, so it's interchangeable. And when it came to bonus, I did receive $110. Wasn't expecting that. So let's go ahead and add that all up and let's see. Okay, $1,935 is what we're working with. I'm not sending anything to savings at this present time. So let's talk about the expenses. Let's move that up a little bit. Let's get a little comfort here. I'll say for credit card number 1, it's actually due on the 11th. I did state on the weekly check-in that at this present time, and I'll show you again, there's no payment due because I made those little payments that equals the statement balance, but I still pay the amount that I budgeted for the month, okay? So that's because I am budgeting that that amount is transactions. So they're actually still on the credit card and we want to pay that down. And that is going to be $99. Then my storage fee, which when I say storage fee, this is just for my digital storage. This is for my OneDrive. This is where I, hold a lot of things on a cloud. And that is going to be $7. Then credit card number 4 is actually due on the 13th as well. And that is $94. Card note number, I said car note number, but it ain't no car note number. The car note is actually not due until the 22nd, but I pay it every 28th day, even with the new company. And so it's out of sequence, but I'm going to make that payment today. Okay. And that is going to be for $228. The water bill is due on the 14th, and that is $30. And so what I do is I'll drop off my payment to the payment box in my area for my city, and by, you know, next week it'll clear. I do write a check. I do have checks. When the bank sends them to me, I'm going to use them, okay? And so then we have the cable, and the cable is actually due on the 14th as well. And that is actually $11. Then the electric, is it on the 14th? Yeah, it's on the 14th as well. And it's $88. The phone bill is due on the 15th. And there was a change to the phone bill, so it's just $1 less. That's $169. Hulu's due on the 17th, and it is $14. My auto insurance is due on the 18th, and it did place the discount for the multi-policy, so it did bring my auto insurance down to $230. OnStar is due on the 18th. There was no change there, and it is $16. And then giving, this is like various days for giving, various amount, but it's going to be a total of $343. That's going to include without auto draft or have automatically set up to be deducted from my account to go to an organization, and then the other giving is miscellaneous giving, gift giving, sending money to friends or family, treat yourself, like those kind of things I do within my giving. So that's why I don't just say I'm tithing, but I do tithe. So it is, I do that. But giving in general to me is everything that I do with as far as giving. So for miscellaneous, I have, sometimes miscellaneous charges, and I have one, and that's $15. Now, my second paycheck always has like the heaviest amount of transactions or expenses that's going to be deducted prior to discretionary expenses, and simply because the second paycheck of my income is usually the first paycheck of the month. So that's why I always look like, oh, that last income breakdown, you only had 3, because that was at the end of the month, okay? And most of my bills are in the beginning. So let's go ahead and we're going to add that up. We're going to get how much we want out of our bank account and on our credit card. And we have $1,344. So then we're going to move over to our sinking funds, and I haven't been heavily funding all categories, and that's simply because I just don't need to at this present time. So we have me, myself, and I, which I really need to be focusing on that, but this is my self-care sinking fund, and self-care can fall in any category, any instance in my life. So this is more so for me when I wanted to do things like get my nails done, get my hair done, not my hair done, excuse me, because that's what I do in personal, and that's what I do in personal. Me, myself, and I is for when I wanted to treat myself, like to a massage, because I don't do that often. If I wanted to, splurge on a item, yeah. So I just haven't been in the mood or needing to do that, so we ain't gonna do that. But one person that I do not leave out of my budget ever now is my baby, my grown baby, Papa. And so $110 I am going to send to his account. And then Savannah is my car. So I created a car maintenance sinking fund, and this is because cars give me anxiety. When I have to take it to a mechanic for a $30 oil change, I don't know what type of relationship my car has with the mechanic, but after he finished touching her, he comes out and tell me she owe him more. And so I be like, that's between y'all. Y'all figure it out. So because in the past, what would happen is I either would go in debt or I wouldn't get items fixed, and it would roll over into a larger problem, that creating a car maintenance sinking fund was best for me. I don't have many. I see many like other budgeters with a lot of categories, and that's great for them. That works for them. But as a beginner budgeter, I recommend that when it comes to sinking funds and putting money aside in different buckets, start small and start with the items that actually give you anxiety. Things that don't give me anxiety is Christmas. Christmas does not give me anxiety because I do not buy multiple gifts for multiple individuals at this point, and I just don't budget for it. I believe that Christmas is a different type of season, and I feel like birthdays is just a little bit more important for that person. We're celebrating something else during Christmas, and I think that should be highlighted. But your birthday, your girl might ball out for you. If you're in my small circle, because again, I do not buy a lot of birthday gifts either. So with Savannah, I need to build her back up to make sure I'm able to pay my property taxes and registration when it's due in May, as well as have enough to cover in the event if I have to pay my deductible. The sin lot is a property that I have in another state, and at this current time there's nothing on it, so it's just land, and I pay taxes. So and I pay taxes as well as I pay for the grass to be cut. Luckily, it's in the state of Michigan where they be having those real winters, they be having those real fall weather. So at a certain period of time, the grass doesn't have to be cut. So it has a little money in there at this current time, and when the sun starts shining a little bit more and the grass start getting greener, then I'll start adding into that to ensure it covers my portion of the lawn care. So that is a total of $160. Then envelope system. Again, I don't have that many categories. I am a digital cashless envelope stuffer. I use a card. It's just so much easier for me, and I just don't like touching money. It be all over the place. When I was a kid, I loved it. Give me money. As an adult, I was like, yo. So because of that, I still want to pay attention to this because these are my budget busting categories. And so I definitely want to focus on them. They still give me some, the business, but in turn, what I usually do and what I feel is best for me is giving them a place in my budget and an amount, and working and evaluating why I'm giving this much, why I'm spending this much, and then changing my habits. So when it comes to food, it's $150. Gas is $60. Household, I'm not going to fund this because I don't need nothing particularly in the household for the next 2 weeks outside of, the normal things that I have. And then personal, we're going to put 60 because not only do I like to give myself $30 when I am doing something within that 2 weeks, I like to put the money in my personal category to cover that particular event. So that total is $270. So what we're going to do, we're going to minus the income of the $1935, and we're going to take the income $1935, and we're going to minus the expense trackers first because we got to make sure we have enough to cover these other categories. So that leaves us with $591. And then we're going to minus the 160. So that's going to leave us with $431. And then we're going to minus the 270. And that's going to give us 161. So one thing we know for sure is that the check-in buffer actually has already $30 in there. Okay. So I usually just put what's in there already, and then put the plus symbol so I know I need to, whatever is remaining, I'm going to add. As you can see, it's an even number. In the past, not in the past. Yeah, in the past when I did this, I used to use my actual numbers. Now I just round up and down depending on the actual amount of the transactions, just to make it easier to flow. So with all of that being said, I know personally that in order to help me reach my goal of sending the amount that I want to send to extra debt, that I need to send at least $129. So I am going to minus the 129, and that's going to leave me $32. So I know that that's $2 there, and then that's $32. And then we're going to just check the math. 1935, and then minus 1344, minus 160, minus 270, minus 129, minus 32. Awesome. So the next thing I do when I do my income breakdown is I come over here to my spending record, because now I have to tell, you know, my envelope system that money is arriving. And so for food, I'm going to deposit $150. For gas, I am going to, and let me put deposit because you want to make sure. I'm going to deposit 60. Again, nothing. I need to do 3 of those because there was nothing for household. And then we're going to deposit $60. And so with the quick math, we're going to do, that's going to give me $203.06. That is going to give me $75.39. And that is going to give me $74.62. So then we're going to move that to the side, because then now we got to reflect what's going on there. So I'm going to pull out my other ink pen. Oh no, I like this ink pen to write this part. So for expenses, we have $39 already, and we'll be adding the 1344. So that's what I'm starting with. And so by the end of the month, all of these transactions should be paid out. That's what the hopes is. And then with the food, we started with $53.06, and we're going to add the 150, so that's going to give us $203.06. Gas was $15.39, and then we're going to add 60, so that's going to give us $75.39. Then we're going to go to household. We're just going to do that. And then personal is $14.62, and we're going to add 60, so that is $74.62 that we're working with. Okay, for the next 2 weeks. Lastly, we go over here to our expense tracker, and we need to do a couple of things. The first thing first is the deposit of $2, and that is going to be a deposit. And this was income breakdown number 1. Oh, somebody is coming through. Income breakdown number 2. I wonder if that's messing with this. I don't. Only a few people. Oh, it's not. And you probably hear it, and I'm sorry. I probably have to edit this. But only a few people can actually come through. So it either has to be my mom, my sisters, Papa, which it is probably Papa because I told him to call me. So we got to hurry up with this. So let's go here and let's draw out the line. We're not adding nothing here. Savannah, we're adding, let's go here. So Savannah, we're adding $50. So I had to put my 50 there. But Simlot, we already know we're not going to be adding nothing there. And I don't say I'm not taking anything from here because things come up. So that's where we're going to leave it at that. So this is how I break down my income every time I get some money. And we are done. All right, y'all. In the meantime, in between time, peace.